Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, yes, tamu sana. If you go through the Standard newspaper today, it carries a very interesting story. A story on how William Ruto, Musalia Mudavadi, Moses Maseka Wetangula have actually agreed to share power among themselves. Revealed how other allies plan to share power. Politics. Coalition pact between Deputy President, ANC, and Ford Kenya appears designed to placate Mount Kenya region, which expects to produce running mate, while also creating jobs for the principal's closest allies. And then the deal now. Ruto to run for president, to pick deputy president, order to pick deputy governor Nairobi, order to pick Senate and women representative candidates for Nairobi, order to pick Senate candidate in Trans Nzoia. Mudavadi to be appointed chief minister, to pick finance and devolution CSS, to get one more ministry, to get other government appointments, same as Ford Kenya, to produce governor candidates for Nairobi, Kakamega, and Vihiga. Wetangula to be allocated 2 cabinet slots, to get free pass for Bungoma Senate seat nomination, to get other government appointments, same as ANC, to pick Ford Kenya governor candidates in Bungoma and Trans Nzoia. And if you go through that story, through the Standard again, it just highlights what they have captured there on their headline. What does that mean politically? That's our analysis and discussion right now. Looking at this power structure, I tend to believe that Musalia Mudavadi, William Ruto, and Wetangula sat somewhere at a corner in a room somewhere and agreed to share power among themselves. So it's all about these leaders and their allies sharing power. It's all about positions. And the funny thing about that is that William Ruto is on record stating that some people have been sitting at a corner somewhere planning to share positions amongst themselves. That's exactly what William Ruto and his allies are actually doing. They sat somewhere at a corner, agreed to share power between themselves and their allies. That comes out very, very clearly. Secondly, the issue of William Ruto and his team forming a government with Mama Mboga, Boda Boda, watu wa Viosk. That's just a fallacy. Ruto and his foot soldiers are going to form a government for themselves with their close billionaire allies. Yes, he's going to form a government for himself and his close billionaire allies. Mama Mboga, Boda Boda, watu wa Viosk, that one is not there. Because if you look keenly at this power structure, it's very clear that these positions were shared with some personalities in mind. Look at, for example, Musalia Mudavadi being given the go-ahead to produce governor candidates for Nairobi, Kakamega, and Vihiga. It's very clear the people who are being targeted here. Nairobi is a clear thing, or rather it's a clear fact that Sakaja is the target. Sakaja is in Musalia Mudavadi's ANC party. So in a nutshell, this team has agreed to support Sakaja for Nairobi gubernatorial seat. Then if you look at Kakamega again, it's also a fact that this team has agreed to support Cleophas Malala. So they actually share these positions with some people in mind. They don't care what actually the ground is saying. But they had people in mind as they were sharing these positions. And now if you look at the side of Wetangula again, he's being given a free pass for Senate seat in Bungoma. And then also you are seeing here, he's being given the go-ahead to pick candidates for Bungoma, gubernatorial candidates in Bungoma and Trans Nzoia. And it's also very clear the candidates who are in mind in this case. Bungoma, we know of Kenneth Lusaka. Trans Nzoia, we know of Dr. Chris Wamalwa. And then William Ruto is being told, or rather Oda is being given the chance to pick the senator, or rather the Senate candidate in Trans Nzoia. It's also very clear who is in mind there. Alan Chesang, a very close William Ruto ally. So they all, looking at this power structure, it's very clear that these are leaders who sat down and agreed to share power among themselves and among their close political allies. And that's exactly what informed this power agreement. And also we are being told that this power arrangement was agreed way back in December. Yes, it was agreed way back in December. In fact, by December, already William Ruto and Sakaja and Cleophas Malala had sealed a deal that William Ruto was to support Cleophas Malala for Kakamega gubernatorial seat, and Ruto was to support Sakaja for Nairobi gubernatorial seat. And that's why sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, for those who can remember, Sakaja took a tour of Nairobi city accompanied by very close William Ruto allies, the likes of Millicent Omanga and Susan Kihika. That was some times back, even before Mudavadi and Ruto joined hands together. So this thing is all about these leaders sharing power between themselves and their allies, and the question of Mama Mboga, border, does not exist anywhere here. And then thirdly, from where I sit, I tend to believe that Ruto is still perpetuating the status quo that has ruled this country since independence. Two community dominating, or rather rotating power between themselves. Because you are finding William Ruto going for the presidency, and then the running mate is being reserved for a candidate from Mount Kenya. So it's going to be a Kalenjin Kikuyu factor. The same principle that has ruled this country since independence. William Ruto and his team represents the status quo that has ruled this country since independence. Two community domination upon two community dominating other tribes in Kenya, Kikuyu and the Kalenjin community. That comes out very, very clearly. And then finally, going through this power structure, I tend to believe that Musalia Mudavadi and Moses Wetangula, they have clearly been shortchanged here. They are getting nothing here. Whether William Ruto forms government or not, these two leaders are getting nothing. It's very laughable that Moses Wetangula is being given a free pass to contest for Bungoma senatorial seat. And then Musalia Mudavadi is being allocated a post that is non-existent, a post of a chief minister, a post that will largely depend on the goodwill of William Ruto, assuming he forms government. And the William Ruto we know, ladies and gentlemen, is a person appearing and coming out as somebody who is not very keen on sharing power with somebody, with any other person, assuming he gets that power. And even the running mate position, he wants to give to maybe Central, or rather Mount Kenya. I'm very sure William Ruto is going to appoint, or rather look for a very weak candidate, either too much advanced in age, or a very naive politician. And there are some names being mentioned here. This one of Rigathi Gachagua and even Alice Wahome. Alice Wahome simply because her age is advanced. Rigathi Gachagua because he's still a political greenhorn. This is his first time serving as a member of parliament. Those are the kind of leaders maybe William Ruto wants as his running mate. Very weak leaders. Leaders who cannot actually rise to maybe oppose what William Ruto will say. So having looked at all these things, I tend to believe Musalia Mudavadi and Moses Masika Wetangula, they have gotten a raw deal. They have nothing to gain or to benefit out of this power agreement or rather power structure. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, if in case you've just bumped here for the very first time, kindly subscribe, give this video a like. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.